part of our tradition on Airport Open Mic is what we call crazy stories. And I know you're going to tell me that lawyers don't have crazy stories, but I'm sure you do. And they might not compare to the crazy ones from Craig Richmond, but I'm sure you got at least one, right? Craig qualified his as I got crazy good and I got crazy bad. So that's what you've got to follow up on.
Okay, I like that differentiation. Although most of mine are good, the crazy bad ones, as you correctly surmised as legal counsel, I can't share those ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But the high points, certainly. So generally, I think being part of the Olympics, that the sheer electricity of it all and watching the athletes chase their dreams up close, that was very special. For projects that I've been involved in, I've been through a few crazy roller coasters. I'm very proud to have been involved in Vantage Airport Group's work in the Bahamas. So I'll never forget like negotiating and signing the NASA airport management agreement kind of with the Prime Minister of the Bahamas in 2006. I think the other part that I really enjoy about what I do and some of my fondest memories have been at the closing of transactions. Because back in the day, transactions were completed like in actual physical closing rooms.
Yeah,
Get to fly in,
yeah.
so long ago, and you get to be on location, right, for the closing.
Yeah,
And
and you're initialing every page, and yeah, it's crazy.
yes, yeah, you do that. So there'd be hundreds of pages, and you'd get all the documents ready, and everybody would sign off, and then you'd have a glass of champagne. But on more than one occasion, it so happens that that night would be the night that my client would be taking over, like the handover of the actual airport would occur.
Yeah,
So
of
that
course,
is like
of course.
super fun. In one location, which I will not disclose, it's midnight. I'm tagging along with the client as they're like physically changing the locks and swapping out the signage in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
terminal.
yeah. It's like you're taking over a condo. Yeah, taking possession of my condo at midnight, right?
But you get to drive around, and
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
airside in the
yeah.
cars and
Hmm.
what have you. And for example, another situation like that was the LaGuardia Central Terminal transaction. And
Okay.
and the timing of this is almost spooky because it was actually 10 years ago last week.
Oh, really?
Uh,
Wow.
So we celebrated that one at midnight, the giant cake and party hats and the whole thing. And just a few days ago, someone who was there emailed me a photo from that night. And seeing it all brought it back, and there was such a profound sense of accomplishment in that room. Yeah, so
Absolutely.
those moments stay
Yeah,
with you for
I've been
sure.
mostly there for the handovers. I've never really been there for the signing of the deals because the operational people that are implementing are rarely the ones around when they're signing the deal. But that sense
Hmm.
of anticipation when you're taking over an airport and you don't know what the rides come what's coming in store on that ride and some of them are a little bit they're like a roller coaster, right? So but
Hmm. Hmm.
you were saying in Bahamas you met the head of state when you did that signing ceremony, right?
That's right. Because it's
Yeah,
it's just so important to some, it's the
yeah,
crown jewel, this
yeah,
asset to
yeah,
many of the Caribbean countries that I've worked in. So it's
yeah,
really gratifying to
yeah,
be
yeah.
involved in something that important.
And it's the biggest thing, especially for those smaller countries, right? For me, it's the great irony is that through all my expat career, I think I've met the head of state in every country that I've worked in, including in Jordan, which happened to be the royal family, but I've never met a Canadian head of state. Okay,
Well,
so
you still have time, Curtis.
yeah, yeah. Well, maybe Mr. Carney will want to talk to us about airport privatization at some point. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Well, again, those are some great stories, and as I mentioned, Craig had some pretty good ones last episode. But he had a few years of overlap with you when he was VP of Ops before he shipped off to Bahamas. But you must have a few good stories involving him as well, as long as they pass the censors.
Past the censors? Unfortunately not. No, I'm Craig. Craig is honestly a wonderful person to work with. He's smart and savvy and genuinely kind of forward looking. Like you could hear it in the last episode when he talked
Yeah,
to you about boiling an organization's values down just to a handful that
yeah,
everyone can
yeah,
recite and live, and about treating succession as a set of options rather than a fixed plan. Like he's a really thoughtful guy.
yeah.
And luckily, as you say, I had a front row seat to a lot of what he describes, both at YVR and actually overseas. So when he was in
Yeah,
Nassau, I was still
yeah,
involved at that
exactly.
airport, or
Yeah.
Liverpool, for example. However, what people, and it came out a little bit in your session with him, but that people might not know about Craig is that he's like a seriously fun guy.
Oh, absolutely. You should be a comedian. So it just cracks you up, right?
Yeah, like that Jackie Chan Kung Fu Rumble at YVR thing was
Oh man.
amazing. And he
Yeah,
was also known like from time to time for like singing and dancing in public during his gig in the Bahamas. Like
yeah,
he always has a smile, usually a joke, and he
yeah.
brings out the best in everyone that he works with.
Well, when I grow up, I want to be like Craig. So there you go.
Don't we all?
Absolutely.